Hello and welcome to Witches and Wizards Confession channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. On this channel, we'll be tackling very sensitive and uncomfortable conversations regarding witchcraft and money rituals. Today's confession is from a young lady who would like to remain anonymous. It reads as follows. Hello, Witches and Wizards Confession. Please make me anonymous. I have a very heated and sensitive confession I'd like to share. I am a 30-something-year-old lady, a paralegal by profession. I have always been a focused and goal-driven person from a tender age. I was the only graduate in my family, and that made me the breadwinner. Both my parents were never employed, just hustled here and there. When I got my first job at age 22, I then carried the burden of black tax. I sadly pretended to be financially okay, even though I knew I was getting strained. I lived off credit cards to push me through the month because my salary was not enough to sustain me, my parents, siblings, and my siblings' children. I had no one to talk to about my financial stress. In 2020, we were hit by COVID, and in 2021, the law firm I worked for retrenched us. I unfortunately was one of the many people that got retrenched. I had just bought a car and I was still paying for it. I was renting at an apartment that needed monthly payments. My family relied on me for their needs and wants, so my life had just fallen apart. I, however, made the worst mistake of keeping up with a life I could no longer afford. I didn't tell my family about being retrenched, and I continued living the life I used to live. Luckily, a couple of months later, my UIF paid off and I was able to keep up with the lie. But when the money was running out, I had to come up with a plan. I was so desperate, so much that I took a number from the posters plugged in town about getting lost lovers and getting money rats. I contacted the number and I was given the direction of where the witch doctor was. Because I was so desperate, I went without even considering the risks of getting kidnapped or even killed. When I got there, it was a normal house with normal people, so I relaxed a bit. The witch doctor who helped me was a Zimbabwean person. I could tell that from his accent. He was wearing red and white clothes and his face was covered with what looked like a white polish. His hands had red crosses marked on them. He told me that I had a lot of luck and the luck could be changed into money. Hearing that made me so happy because I was very desperate for money. He then proceeded to tell me that for him to change my luck to money, I would need a bloody sacrifice. He gave me the option of either sacrificing with the dead, the alive, or the future. By the dead, he meant my deceased loved ones. The alive, he meant my surviving loved ones. And the future is my future kids. The dead seemed fair until he told me that it would be a male person so that I can marry that person even in their death and sleep with them constantly for my luck to be changed into money. That made me change my mind and I opted for the future. The future's consequences was the least heavy for me. All I needed to know was that I will never have kids. Being in my late 20s and single, that didn't seem like a big deal. He gave me muti and bottled water to drink and muti to use for bathing. He then told me to buy a doll and bring it to him. The following day, I bought a doll and took it to him. He took that doll and cut its stomach and put a stone inside the stomach and tied it with a red wool. He then told me that the stone symbolized my womb. As we all know, a stone is hard and nothing can go in it or through it. So that's what will happen to my womb. He rubbed the stone on my belly 7 times before placing it inside the doll. He took the doll and said he will bury it in the mountains. He said I will start noticing my money problems vanishing 15 days after my periods. I waited for my next cycle and I had the most smelly, painful, and heavy periods ever. I called him and he said it was normal with the ritual being performed and that I will be fine in no time. But I became sickly soon after that, and it was so bad that I got hospitalized. Tests were done, and they found that I had an endometrial cancer, which later resulted into a womb cancer. As I'm writing this to you, my health keeps deteriorating, and I've never gotten a single cent from the ritual performed. Nothing is going well for me. I had an operation to remove my womb before the cancer could spread. I now live back at home and we are struggling a lot. Whew. I need help because I dream eating raw animals and I wake up smelling like a dead animal. I've tried going back to the witch doctor, but I can't find my way to his house anymore. I keep getting lost. His number no longer goes through. Anyone who knows how I can reverse the ritual, please help me. Guys, you can just leave comments if there's anyone who knows how to reverse this ritual. If there is anyone willing to help, please leave your comment on the comment section. And also, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. We will post more confessions from now on. The next confession will probably be tomorrow. Please help Anonymous as they need help. Thank you.